Video, I'm going to show you how to twine extra threads in your warp. So here I have my warp prepped with two different colors. I have the primary color of orange that I'm going to be doing the interlinking, and then I have these sections of 2 wraps of yellow each, and those are going to be the threads that I'm going to be twining. This is going to be a 2-part video series because in this video I'm going to show you how to twine down the threads down to the left, and I'm going to also show you at the same time how to twine them to the right. And then in a future video I'll show you how to handle crossing the 2, as well as how to turn the twining threads into regular interlinkings and then back again. So this is a basic row, so we're gonna pick one, drop one, and that's gonna immediately bring us to our first set of twining threads. As you can see, the next back thread is yellow. That means we need to work our interlinking that our twining threads are gonna be worked around. So we're gonna pass over these back yellow threads and pick up the next orange back thread. And remember, it goes in front of the back yellow threads, but behind the front yellow threads. And then just drop down our front orange. And now we are ready to twine our yellow threads now that our interlinking's been worked through the middle of them. So just pick and drop both sets of yellow, and then continue with picking and dropping of your intertwinings, your interlinkings. The next back thread is yellow, so we need to work our next set of twining threads. And these twining threads, remember, are working down to the right. So we're going to work these over the top of our front interlinking here. So we need to work the twining threads first by picking up this next back yellow thread and then passing the first yellow front thread over the orange, and then do that same thing again. So now both sets of yellow have been twined around that front orange thread, and then we're just going to work that front orange thread by picking the next back orange thread and then dropping it. You can see that our next back thread is yellow, and we're twining this down to the right. So we're going to do the same thing as we just did, except with just one set of threads. And so we're going to pick the back yellow thread, pass the front yellow thread over the orange, and drop it. And now that we've twined the yellow threads around the orange thread, we're just going to pick and drop that orange thread. So in this case, we want to interlink our front and back orange threads before we twine our yellow threads. And we will do this by passing over the yellow thread and grabbing the first orange back thread. And remember, you want it to pass between the front and back yellow threads. And we've now picked it up, so we're going to drop our front orange thread. And now we're going to do a pick and drop of our yellow threads to twine them around our orange threads. Okay, so now that we've done 2 rows, you can see our threads that are twining. They're a little uneven, they'll even out. So we've got this set that's twining to the left, this set that's twining, or this one set that's twining to the left, and this set that's twining to the left. And then we have this set twining to the right, this set twining to the right, and this set twining to the right. And what you'll notice at this point, if you were to open this up and look at it, is you'll see how these threads are not a part of the interlinking. They're twining around the interlinkings. It's sort of like they're capturing the orange threads between them and then doing a little interlink around each other and then capturing the next orange thread. So I'm going to continue on with this so that you can see a little better what it looks like as you work it down. Okay, so I have worked my intertwinings to the point at which where I would need to cross these guys over each other, which is going to be a part of the next video. But I wanted you to see how these look. And one thing you're going to notice is that the sets of twining threads that are twining down to the left definitely look significantly different than the ones twining down to the right. So think about how these work. When you're twining the threads down to the left, you're twining them around the back thread. And when you're twining down to the right, you're twining around the front thread. So let me see if I can pull. Let's take a look at the single twinings here. So you see, this is twining around the front thread. But over here, these are twining around the back thread. So you see this thread is coming from behind a thread on this side, and then it's going behind this thread over here. It's going to become a front thread on the next row, but for that row, that is a back thread. And so our twining threads are set into the interlinkings when they twine around the back threads. But when they twine around the front threads, they pop off of our interlinkings. So you're going to get this sort of extra texture when you do twining, and just something to keep in mind. From a distance, you're not going to notice it as much, but when you're up close, you are going to see that these are more set in and they're not as obvious, and these are popping out more and they are definitely more obvious. Okay, so that is how to do twining both to the left and to the right. And in the next video I do on twining threads, I am going to show you how to cross these guys, and I am also going to show you how to take your twining threads and turn them into interlinking threads, and then back again to twining threads. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.